Food. Oh yes, one of the universal languages on Earth. In the manga industry, we have a bunch of mangas that explore this popular topic. Some focusing more on the concept of culinary itself, some focusing more in the battles needed to acquire the food. And then we have dungeonMeshi, a manga that, in a very creative way, puts food on the spotlight of a story of adventure, fantasy, and comedy. It got so popular that Netflix announced its anime to premiere in January 2024. But before we dive into the culinary delights of the dungeon, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe buttons, ring the notification bell, and let's get cooking! Okay, dungeonMeshi is a manga that effortlessly blends dungeon exploration with the art of cooking. It's a genre fusion that at first glance might seem as unexpected as mixing chocolate with pepper. But oh, does it work like a charm? Let's dissect why. So, for a better understanding, let's set the table. dungeonMeshi is a manga written by Ryoko Kui, and this phenomenon starts in a crazy way. Imagine this, a daring group of 6 adventurers, their sights set on a dragon, the treasure they seek tantalizingly close. Yet, the tale takes a tragic turn as they are forced to flee, losing the leader's sister to the dragon's voracious appetite. Now only a trio remains, the resilient leader Laios, the nimble halfling locksmith Chilchuk, and the enigmatic elven spellcaster Marcil. Swirling in a mix of grief and determination, the trio faces a seemingly impossible mission, rescuing Farlin from the belly of the dragon. Stranded without supplies, their only lifeline is a daring idea from Laios to sustain themselves by turning the dungeon's monsters into meals. In a twist reminiscent of Dungeons and Dragons campaigns, our intrepid team grapples not only with monsters and traps, but with the very real concerns of budgets, recruitment fees, and the ever-pressing need for sustenance. The stakes are high, the challenges are many, but our adventurers are fueled by an unwavering goal: to save Farling and feast in the face of danger. As Laios unveils a forbidden desire he has harbored for ages, a craving to devour the very monsters that haunt the dungeon's depths. Yes, this guy's a little weird, but don't worry, cause we have even weirder weirdos to come. With a cookbook in hand, he attempts to sway Chilchuk and Marcil to his gastronomic cause. Reluctant yet intrigued, the trio plunges back into the dungeon, where the first floor transforms into a bustling marketplace of adventurers. Here they encounter my favorite character, Senshi, a seasoned dwarf with a decade of dungeon sustenance mastery under his belt. Senshi becomes their culinary guide, teaching them the art of cooking monsters and foraging for food. As they delve deeper, every environment, trap, and monster becomes an opportunity for both adventure and a tantalizing meal. So we have a culinary odyssey where the creation of each meal is not just a necessity, but a running gag that adds flavor to the story. The pros and cons of these monster-based dishes, coupled with the characters' varied reactions, create a delightful tapestry of humor and adventure in the face of peril. These are not just dark, ominous places filled with monsters, they are vast culinary landscapes. dungeonMeshi turns every encounter into a culinary opportunity. It's like Gordon Ramsay meeting a dragon, a culinary showdown that adds layers of flavor to the fantasy genre. But to be fair, the world of dungeonMeshi isn't just crafted with Dungeons and Dragons, it's seasoned with culinary lore. From the intricacies of cooking specific creatures to the magical herbs and spices, Ryoko Kui builds a world where food is as central to the lore as the dungeons themselves. Now that we are a little more settled within the premise, let's talk characters. Laios, the fearless leader. Laios is the vigorous leader of the group. Armed with a tall man's sword and a deep sense of responsibility, his towering presence hides a unique culinary ambition: the desire to feast on dungeon monsters. Despite the weight of leadership and the grief of losing his sister Farlin, Laios approaches challenges with determination, strategic thinking, and a hint of culinary curiosity. Chilchuk, the nimble locksmith. Chilchuk, a nimble halfling locksmith, contributes agility and wit to the team. Initially skeptical about Laios' culinary proposals, Chilchuk becomes an essential part of navigating both traps and the flavorful world of monster cuisine. His small stature belies his crucial role in unlocking doors, solving problems, and adding a touch of skepticism to their dungeon adventures. Marcil, the enigmatic spellcaster. Marcil, an elven spellcaster, adds an air of mystery to the group. Behind her ethereal presence lies a sharp intellect and magical prowess. Her spells not only ward off monsters, but also enhance their culinary experiments. Marcille serves as the reflective member of the team, responding to the perils of the dungeon and the unexpected joys of their culinary journey with a unique perspective. Senshi, the Dungeon Gourmet Guide. Senshi, a seasoned dwarf with a decade of dungeon experience, acts as the culinary mentor for our trio. Grizzled and wise, Senshi turns the dungeon into a banquet of delights, teaching the art of cooking monsters and foraging for food. His role extends beyond survival. Senshi imparts both seasoned wisdom and flavors to their Epicurean escapades, becoming a valuable companion on their journey. Our adventurers aren't just swinging swords, they are wielding spatulas and frying pans. Each character brings their unique culinary expertise to the party. It's a buffet of personalities that adds depth to the story. And who doesn't love a well-developed character who can whip up a mean omelette? Balancing tension and tenderness. In one panel, you are on the edge of your seat as the characters face a formidable foe, and in the next, you are salivating over the thought of a mouth-watering dish. It's a roller coaster ride that keeps readers engaged on multiple levels. And let's appreciate the artistry behind the culinary storytelling. The manga doesn't just showcase dishes, it presents them as works of art. The attention to detail in illustrating the cooking process and the sheer joy characters experience when savoring their creations elevates the culinary aspects to an art form. Now, this next topic, I believe it won't be adapted to the anime yet, because it takes a couple of chapters until this is tackled, but it's a very important one. A theme that is explored in dungeonMeshi is the classic Dungeons and Dragons racial conflict stigmas, aka the racism within the universe. The author shows us in a very subtle and modern way how racism is dealt in the story, and we can see that the world of dungeonMeshi, while it still has lingering race conflicts, tries to picture a new vision where politics take place to solve these frictions. It is a very refreshing way of portraying these problems while also trying to show some evolution, something that is pretty rare in these heavy inspired D&D classic fantasies. This manga is about broaden horizons, not only by literally experiencing new flavors and textures with our main party, but by understanding different people and different cultures. At the end of the day, dungeonMeshi is a masterclass of understanding one's perspective. With an open mind and an open stomach, you can go anywhere. Food is a universal language, and dungeonMeshi speaks it fluently. The emotional connections characters form through food resonates deeply with readers. It's not just about surviving, it's about finding solace, building camaraderies, and creating moments of warmth in the most unexpected places. Eating together is an important part of building and maintaining strong relationships. It is a time for groups to connect, share stories, and laugh together. It fosters a sense of connection, belonging, and emotional support. People can share their thoughts, feelings, and experiences, creating a nurturing environment that promotes emotional well-being and resilience. That brings us to the end of our exploration into the delicious world of dungeonMeshi. As we wrap up our culinary journey, let's peek into the crystal ball. What does the future hold for culinary fantasy in manga? Will we see more delectable adventures, or is this a fleeting flavor? Share your predictions in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to give a thumbs up and let me know your favorite culinary moment from the manga. Until next time, keep exploring and keep embracing the magic of culinary fantasy, stay hungry my friends, and keep reading manga!